Kruse, and he's telling us a lot of the history of his businesses and everything. Now, you used to fly all over the country, and you ended up buying some of your own airplanes. Tell us a little bit about some of those experiences.
Well, that was really something. I decided that instead of paying rental every time, I just owned my own airplane. So the first airplane I bought was a 421, and it was pressurized and it would fly pretty dead fast. And so we flew that all over, and I didn't know anything about taking care of them. I hired the local pilot out here, Larry Thrush, to fly me. And one day we're flying out over Iowa, and the door, well, it was a window, an exit window, boom, blew out. Gone. My newspapers went flying out. My papers for my deal went flying out the window. And I mean, there was something. If I was small enough, it took me out there. So he gets it down on the ground, and I don't remember what he did. He kind of patched it up or something. And I thought, you know, I need to have a better airplane than this. So I started looking around, and then I got myself a newer one that was called an Eagle, Twin Eagle, Bonanza, something else, turboprop. And I had that airplane and flew around for a while. And of course, you know, I have a big ego, or did at least, and I wanted to get there faster. So I bought a jet. I bought a little Citation. They call it Citation 1. Seated about 4 or 5 people or 6, and man, that was fast. That was like a bullet. That dumb thing would go so fast you had to watch it when you took off and landed. It would fishtail on you. And so I flew that for a few years, and then I thought, well, you know, I'm spending $10,000-12,000 for transportation for all my help to these sales. Why don't I get a airplane that'll seat 8 or 10? So then I got another Citation. They call it a 2, and then I got a 4, and then I got a Hawker. And so I just kept wanting to get bigger and faster. So one day I'm down in Florida, in North Miami, and at the airport there at the fixed base operator, and Morris Chauzy was his name, and he collected cars. And so Morris said, Dean, you don't want to fly around that dumb $3 million airplane. And I said, why? It's a pretty good airplane. I like it, and it's fast. He says, come over here. So he takes me over, and he shows me this airplane that's sold new for $80 million. And he said, this is quite an airplane. It belonged to Hershey Chocolate. One owner, Hershey Chocolate. They didn't fly it very much. Most of the trips were short trips, New York mainly. And he said, I want to sell you this airplane, so when you fly into an airport, they're going to come out and meet you with a truck with a red carpet and roll the red carpet out. They're going to treat you just like a king, because you're going to be flying in an airplane like they do fly in. And so I said, well, I don't know. I don't think I want to do it. He says, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you 2 pilots and a stewardess and this airplane for 3 days. And if you don't think it's the best thing you ever seen in your life, then don't buy it. Bring it back. So he did. I had to just put the fuel in. It burned a lot of fuel. I think it was 1,800 an hour or something. But it got there fast. It flew 500 and some miles an hour. I flew from Seattle, Washington to Auburn, Indiana, with like a 300-mile tailwind. I flew that trip in 2 hours and 50 minutes, and nobody will believe me, but it's true. We were flying over 1,000 miles an hour, brought her home. But anyways, that was the greatest airplane I ever owned. I owned a lot of airplanes. And I tried to justify it the best I could, and it was just hard to do because it was costing me a lot of money. It wouldn't fit in the hangar that I had at the airport. So there wasn't any hangar out there except the main hangar. So they said, Dean, we'll put it in the main hangar and lease your hangar. But better yet, you just take over the running of this airport. I said, I don't know how to run an airport. He said, well, you got the plane, will fit in the big hangar, and what's it cost to keep it will pay for your airport operation. So I ended up running the DeKalb Airport for like 10, 15 years, losing money every year. Then they told me at Smith Field, why don't you come down and run that? Take that over. So, you know, I'd sold out to eBay then. I thought, well, this, all right. So I went to Smith Field, started running that. Then at Bearfield, they said, the FBO there said, why don't you take over my operation? Boy, you can fill up one airplane with $10,000 worth of gas. You have fuel here all the time. It's a big deal. So I bought that. The first thing you know, I started losing $100,000 a month on running 3 airports. Didn't know a dabbling thing about it. Everybody cheating me, you know, from the mechanics to the gas people, everybody. How did I know? I knew nothing about airplanes or anything. So I finally come home, I sat down at my desk, I thought, I got to get out of the aviation business, and I got to get out now. So I ended up selling the Fort Wayne business, I think, for like 700,000. I lost 200 or 300. I sold the Smith Field thing for like 200,000. I lost 100 there. Then I sold the Auburn. No, I didn't sell the Auburn. Auburn got a lady in there who was helping me run it, and they wouldn't buy it from me because they said, she'll just take over, you just leave. So I actually lost everything I had at Auburn in my investment. So I ended up, besides the airplane, whole aviation business, over a period of about 5 years, I think it cost me maybe 10 million. So that money I sold out to eBay started going pretty fast.
Yeah.